Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Thursday, April 6, 2023. Going to go over the headlines and then also talk about what I said last night on TFR. Watch the market and Chinese companies on Thursdays. Again, this past month, we started decoding the market. And one of the things that's really stood out to me in the first month of looking at this is how well Chinese companies perform on Thursday. And there's a very specific reason that this is the case. If you look at the top performing stocks today, it was dominated by Chinese companies. And the one company that I specifically knew to look for today, they jumped up about 10%. They continue to perform well on Thursdays, and they're in a business that should continue to grow into the future, and that's the electric vehicles business. And of course, China is a huge market, so we're going to talk more about that. I really would like to see more people sign up for the investments group. Again, you guys, let's change our position together. Let's use the knowledge to improve our position in the world. Again, education isn't cheap. That said, I'm providing a world-class education for $5 a month. That is cheap. Take advantage of it. Anyhow, also want to say before I get into this, Cuts and Alyssa are hosting an event in San Francisco right now. I hope other truth seekers are meeting up with them. I would have liked to have been there, but the timing wasn't quite right for me. And they're at the Misalignment Museum in the Bay Area. If you want to go meet up with some truth seekers, I know there's at least 2 there right now. And again, they did choose a fitting address, 201 Guerrero Street. It's an art convention. But again, you guys, freetofindtruth.com, social media for truth seekers. You can post events on here for free. Try to find out who else is in your community. That's another thing we got to do. We got to get out and meet the other truth seekers, organize, network. And that's what this platform's supposed to be about. Again, I'm paying a lot for it. So far, I haven't seen a lot of networking. It'll remain up because it does give people a place to share information without fear of censorship, which is something that's also needed this day and age. But we also got to start working together and meeting people out in the flesh, not just live behind the computer screen. That's exactly what the authorities want. Okay, so with that said, let's get into the headlines. Again, I call Thursday 35 Thursday. When the NFL season comes around, every rigged game on Thursday Night Football is about the number 35. So often the news headlines are about 35 on Thursday. The stock market is a lot about 35 on Thursday. And here's a perfect example. Here's a headline today. Here's a top story. $35 in political donations to Democrats in 2020 raises scrutiny of judge on Trump's case. Wow, $35, man, you guy's a big spender. But again, why do we call it 35 Thursday? Learn Gematria, the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. You will see again through the news, through the sports, through the market. Guess what China equals? There's a reason China's dominating on Thursdays, and the specific Chinese company that I like, their company name equals 35. And again, very good performance day. Yesterday I said, let's do it again. The EV charging company in China, boom, another stellar day on Thursday. But it wasn't the top Chinese performing company. In fact, several others performed even better than it. Anyway, 35 Thursday, you guys. It's a joke. It's a joke. $35 in political donations to Democrats, just like how the whole Donald Trump in the courtroom is a big scripted ritual. So is this latest headline. And remember what 35 goes back to. You know, well, it connects to a lot of things. First of all, what is Thursday, right? Thursday is the day of the week named after Jupiter, which is Zeus, the Greek god, also venerated by Rome. Rambo's done a lot of great work on the Catholic Church, the Vatican, and Jupiter. And of course, the name Jesus pays tribute to that. And remember, the Roman name for Jesus, Jesus, has that Gematria 35, like Catholic, like Holy See, like Europe, which the Catholic Church used to rule over. Holy See spelled like C with your I equals 35, like Genesis 3:5, the eyes of God. The reason this number plays so hard in the NFL, what's the shape of a football? The shape of a football is an eye. That's why the first Super Bowl, the winning score was 35. A lot of people break down Super Bowl and say, see, it's also superb owl. Owls have excellent eyesight. Anyway, 35 Thursday, sports to news, it's nonstop. And in case you're new here, Gematria, it is based on 4 ciphers. the alphabetic order with numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with numerology. Notice how Thursday's 46 in reverse. That number shows up a lot on Thursday as well. See how Afghanistan's 46? You might have noticed one of the top headlines today was about the Afghanistan failure. And remember, that happened on August 15th, the Jesuit order's birthday, and the Jesuits are the military order of the Catholic Church. And every year there's big shenanigans on August 15th. But then 11 days later, the master number, you had the explosion at the airport, and it was all synced up with Biden, and it paid tribute to the Eye of Providence. Speaking of eyes, and by the way, the eye went on the dollar bill in 35. But anyway, and by the way, not only does Thursday equal 35 and 46, so does Catholic, and so does the word I, just for the record. But here we are on Thursday, and now we're hearing about number 46's greatest failure, Afghanistan, on this day, right? Afghanistan is 46. Number 46 comes into office, and then things just fall apart in Afghanistan, and they said it was the worst policy failure internationally since Jimmy Carter was in office. And remember Jimmy Carter? It was on his 46th day of his age that Georgia was called for Biden, who became number 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. But again, like I say, every day what the feds do is by the numbers. It's not an accident that we're getting the Pentagon release of the files for Afghanistan on 4/6. It's a joke. It is a joke. And today's also 137 days after Joe Biden's November 20th birthday. Big news in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C., 137. That's the 33rd prime number, like how Federal's 33, like how Masonry's 33. It's known as the Masonic City, like how Secrecy's 33, like how Order's 33. So, again, just news by the numbers all day, every day. And then, to put the full Jesuit stamp on it, today's exactly 84 weeks after the airport explosion of August 26, 2021. 84 weeks. United States of America. 84, right? The Catholic Church. 84. The Jesuit Order. 84. Jesuit alone, 84. Big number with this nation. Fauci, the Jesuit, the head of NIH from 1984 on. So, again, D.C., the Jesuits have been there for longer than the feds. It's not hard to see who's running the show. All roads lead to Rome, Roman architecture all over the place. Remember when Michael K. Williams of The Wire died? We talked about what a massive Jesuit ritual it was, him dying at 54, getting known for the show on Home Box Office, HBO, Home Box Office 5472 like Jesuit Order, HBO 56 like Society of Jesus. Again, that's the formal title of the Jesuit Society of Jesus. Washington, D.C., 56. Show set in Baltimore, 95 City, when the Jesuits were credited, counted the 95 Theses. If you watch The Wire, the first episode, the date that they put on the screen for when the story begins is May 4th, 5/4. This star from the show dies at age 54 prematurely. But anyway, notice he died on September 6th, right? He died on 9/6. And then what day does this news come? The man who sold him the fentanyl pleads guilty on the 96th day of the year after he dies on 9/6. Remember, we just had the other ritual with the Baltimore actor who's in John Wick 4, dead the Friday before the movie's release. They paid tribute to the Baltimore numbers there. He's also from Baltimore. But, yeah, and again, he died at age 60, that actor, and The Wire runs 60 episodes. He's also on The Wire, the John Wick actor. This news comes exactly 19 months after Michael K. Williams' supposed overdose, OD, commonly abbreviated. OD-19, news exactly 19 months later. Notice how OD's also 35, this news on a Thursday. OD's also 8. Today's date numerology breaks down to 8. Add the digit for digit, then compress it to the single digit, 8. So what a ritual, 19 months later on a Thursday on a date with 8 numerology. News by the numbers. This guy that's pleading guilty, who knows what's really going on there. But again, it's the same cabal that contrives all this news day after day, who just took out Bob Lee in San Francisco, as we'll review again. In case people missed that last video, it seemed like it was shadow banned because nobody watched it. But again, this all goes back to the Jesuits. And people have warned about the Jesuits and how evil they are for centuries. They've been described as a gang of murderers. Criminals, tyrants, frauds, liars, infiltrators. And again, they're the leadership of this country. I mean, all the qualities I just listed sound like the American people, and who's leading them? This gang. That's what happens when you're raised by the mob. Okay. Again, I covered this morning, but videos didn't get many views, so in case you missed it, 34. We've been talking about it all week, right? 34 was the number with the tournament on Monday. Then here comes Tuesday. And then Tuesday, Trump's got 34 charges. Now we're in Israel on Thursday, and now at least 34 rockets fired. I mean, what a joke, right? And again, where do all the 34s fit in? Once again, in the case of Trump, it was for hush money with Stormy Daniels and April, which are all 34. And then it was right before Passover, and he's comparing himself to Jesus, and Jesus was crucified on the eve of Passover. Passover in Jewish 34. And again, Jesus and cross 34. But again, 34 connects with the month. It connects with the time of Passover. And the college tournament, it connected with UConn and the commercial they showed the whole time, which was the Hashim Tabit number 34 jersey in a Coke ad, only for UConn, to win it in a perfect ritual synced up with Hashim Tabit after advancing to the championship by beating all the seeds that added up to 34. The guy who's in first place in the Masters right now, his name's 34. Spaniard, just like how Spaniard won it in 94, and this year the Masters ends on 9/4. And the other guy who's tied with him, Hovland, it's his 201st day of his age. And by the way, if you signed up for the Patreon for $5, you would have got the great market advice for today. You would have got the great advice for the Masters, all for $5 a month, plus you get a million things per month. I mean, you guys, you have no idea how much labor I put in each month for all that information that's put out. I mean, $5 is like, it's practically like giving it away for free. You get the value of a lifetime. Knowledge that really opens the doors to a lot of things. Anyway, this is how big of a joke it all is, you guys. Sports, news, Donald Trump in the courtroom, and like we found out, Donald Trump was in the courtroom on the 100-year anniversary of Warner Brothers, which is responsible for Batman. And again, he's in the courtroom right after they get done filming the latest Joker movie there, and the New York Post makes a point about that, and then only to find out that DC Comics under Warner Brothers was established in the year 34 in Burbank, California on the 34th parallel. But again, you guys, there's a reason that there's a number theme. It's because the numbers have meaning. They sync with periods of time. Everything's ritualism synced up with the calendar and dates. The zodiac's factored into this. But yeah, now 34 rockets in Israel. At least 34. And again, Warner Brothers. 100th anniversary. Donald Trump's doing the Batman Joker ritual in the courthouse, as we talked about. And DC Comics, again, established in 34, responsible for Batman. Donald Trump says, I am Batman, while he's the president in Washington, D.C. DC Comics. I'm going to have to look a lot more into DC Comics. Something tells me we've been missing out on a lot of jokes over the years with DC Comics and political office, because, again, this is what we've been living out. A cabal that mocks us with their entertainment. And in light of all the 76s we talked about with Donald Trump, in his indictment, 76 days from his birthday while he's age 76 on the 76th date numerology because of Stormy Daniels born on the 76th day of the year. Warner Brothers also equals 76. Burbank, California, 76. It's funny, in the NBA, there's a team that joined the NBA in 1976, and their star player's nickname is what? Oh, I got a typo here. Let me fix it right now in real time. Joke doesn't equal 76. Joker does. If you don't follow the NBA, there is a guy who's nicknamed the Joker. And yes, he does play for a team that joined the NBA in 1976. That year they performed. I don't know why I can't get this to. Okay, this doesn't want to cooperate right now. Must be because we're live streaming. I'll come back and fix that. Joker equals 76, not joke. And again, did I lose my internet connection here? Because now I see that nothing wants to load. Are we connected to the internet? Are we? Well, it says my connection is good. Okay, I guess it was just my website that was tripping there for a minute. It doesn't do that very often. Okay. But yeah, just to recap this too, we covered this last night in TFR. I just want to make sure people saw it. Again, yesterday we were talking all about it being 144 days after the Superior General's birthday, and the rituals in the news, including RFK Jr. filing the paperwork to run for president, who comes from a family of Jesuits. He's Jesuit educated himself, went to Georgetown Prep, had his anti-mandates rally on Georgetown's birthday. Again, 144, one of the most important Jesuit order numbers. Yesterday was 144 days after the Jesuit Superior General's birthday, and then you get this settlement at the Sutherland Springs mass shooting for $144 million, and technically it was $144.5 million. Yesterday was 144 days after the Superior General's birthday. You could also say it was his 145th day of his age. Of course, $144.5 million is right in the middle. Where Jesuit order is 144, Catholic is 145. Again, there's 145 more chapters in the Catholic Old Testament than Protestant, which goes into Israel's establishment on 14/5. But again, also, just with regards to the Jesuits, we were talking about this when it happened back on November 5th, 2017. It happened on Guy Fawkes Day. November 5th, the day leaving 56 days left in the year, very important day to the Jesuits. The date of the upcoming 2024 election, 115, when hush money equals 115. So does Passover and Trump's ritual right before Passover. But yeah, again, just undeniable. Undeniable. Jesuit order the small way 54. Yesterday's date, April 5th, can be written 5/4. You can also write it 4/5. The Jesuit acronym IHS equals 45. Remember, Arturo Sosa's birthday is 35 days before the Pope's birthday, so this means it was 109 days after the Pope's birthday, and shooting equals 109, which is the 29th prime, and church equals 29. We're talking about a church shooting. But yeah, and look at the image they put out in the news. A rose and a cross, like the Rosicrucians, which also factor into this whole giant Catholic Jesuit Masonic cabal. Again, the rose is the symbol of secrecy. This is just total mockery. Total mockery. And again, it's symbolism put out there by people in the know for the masses who they know have no idea. Look up what the rose cross means in the Rosicrucians. And of course, Red Cross also makes you think of the Templars and their crosses in the Jesuit logo. They're the old military order of the Catholic Church. The Jesuits are the new one. But then, hey, for another familiar pattern, the Nashville police heroes. Remember, both of their names equaled 135, and the school shooting was exactly 135 days after the Superior General's birthday, and Rex Engelberger, who got more attention, went to the Jesuit school, Loyola Academy. And I'm still looking for Michael Collazo's school, but I think we're going to find the same thing. With a name like Collazo, no doubt he's Catholic. But again, both of their names. Let's just put it in, again, in case you weren't here. Michael Collazo, 135. Rex Engelbert, 135. The school shooting exactly 135 days after the Superior General's birthday. Their body camera footage put out, treated as the heroes. That same day you had the migrants burn up down in Ciudad Juarez in the building that equaled 135, the name of the building. But then they speak out on 4/4. Come on. The first time they speak out is on 4/4. I mean, seriously? Shooting 44, officer 44, mass shooter 44, also 152, like they said they fired 152 shots. Oh, you know what? Mass shooter also 145. I was overlooking that one. Kind of goes with the 144.5 million and it being on the 145th day of the Superior General's age. And that same cipher, Catholics 145. Funny. Yeah, for anyone who's never seen the movie or TV show Utopia, you should check that one out. Amazon did a remake in the time of the pandemic. Super tasteful time to remake the show because it's about billionaires faking a pandemic and sterilizing the world with a jab. And it's also about billionaires literally growing children to use in propaganda in the news media that they control. Use this one to, for this news story over here, grow this one up to be a mass shooter at this school over here. It's like, what kind of show is this? Oh, it's probably telling us exactly what's going on in the world. And again, this to recap this from this morning, Bob Lee, the CashApp executive, stabbed to death as the FedNow digital currency system is being certified at this exact moment to start April, but he was stabbed to death on 4/4, again in his 44th year of life. And look at what day the Federal Reserve announced they were going to begin this FedNow process where it'll go live in July. They announced on the Ides of March, again, the day to remember the stabbing of Caesar in 44 BC. Yesterday when I did the short video, I should have just had this out as the initial video. I should have just done a little bit more research because I said, I bet this has something to do with the new digital, currency that's coming. No doubt about it, you guys. And that's how sick it is. And just like I said this morning, and like I say all the time, it's a reminder of how sick our government is. Literally murdering people constantly for a ritual and paying tribute to history. It's almost like it's a lesson for humanity. Those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. It's almost like the George Orwell thing. Who controls the past controls the present. Who controls the present how's it go? The future, something like that. So we got to change that because the people controlling all this stuff, they need to be removed from their throne in a bad way. And that's why it's justified to remove them by force. So, Ides of March, they announced it. And again, just notice how Bob Lee, who they got, equals FedNow. He was killed on 31 date numerology on 4/4 in the year 23. But again, Ides of March, March 15th. Caesar killed in 44 BC. He's killed on 4/4, again in his 44th year of life. The Ides of March on the 74th day of the year, to remember all the killing. 3 of the first 5 presidents dead on 7/4. 3 of the first 5, Catholic 35. All roads lead to Rome. And again, from the day that was put out by the Fed to his death 20 days later, death crossing time 20. He's dead in the time of, or right before Passover, which coincides with Easter, which coincides with Jesus on the cross, where the 20th letter of the alphabet is a cross, it's a T. He was killed on the 94th day of the year, coinciding with Easter and Roman Catholic Church. The Ides of March is 15/3. He was killed on the 144th day of the Superior General's age. It's hard to find a more Jesuit city than San Francisco. Santa Clara is right there. And anyhow, just to show you real quick about the top performing stocks today. Again, the one that I told people to look out for today again was this NOS Technology, because the name of the company's 35. Here, look. China's 35. NOS is 35. And it's also 8 like the date numerology today. And again, Thursday's 35. But every week that I'm doing this since I started in March, I'm just noticing a bunch of Chinese companies as the top stocks. Again, these are the top stocks today, you guys. China Tower Corporation Limited, up over 33%. Hutchmed China Limited, over 14% gain. And we identified that they've been a repeater. Beijing, that's another Chinese company. NOS is a Chinese company that's in the electric vehicle charging business. And then the next one that's up there is Air China Limited. But every single Thursday, I'm noticing that the top performing stocks are just a high percentage of them are Chinese companies. Last week, it was even more. So again, this is the value of this knowledge. Takes you out of the matrix of misinformation. Takes you out of investing your energy in the rigged sports games. Takes you out of investing your energy in the rigged politics. And instead of wasting your time with all that, now you can be like, okay, I'm in this matrix of manipulated stats and information. Let's take advantage of this rigged system. And I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. You're being manipulated every day. This is called a way to fight back. This is called hacking the system. So you want to support what we're doing? Try supporting the Patreon at the rate of $5 a month. You get my daily recaps every day for the market, weekend live streams. You get all the sports decodes and everything else I put on Patreon. And yeah, some people say I should do more exclusive stuff for Patreon. It's just, what I really want is people to just support the work. I put out a ton of work for free. I really just want people to get behind the work, support, so we can grow this thing way bigger, accomplish way more, and actually change the world. Big tech makes it awfully hard to get the word out there. we're going to need resources to overcome it. We're going to have like, imagine if we had a ton of resources and could afford like a massive advertising campaign each month. That might make a difference. You know, maybe instead of Fox News, all their ads being Mike Lindell, and this isn't an endorsement of Fox News, but if you've ever turned on Fox News, it's funny because like half their ads are My Pillow guy. It's like, how does he afford all these ads? Is like Fox News My Pillow guy? What is this? What's really going on here? But it's that, and it's they also got the gummy nutrient that they always advertise. But anyway, again, at this day and age, the people who are closer to being awake probably are watching Fox News, even though they're still invested in the Matrix. But I'm just saying, if we had maybe some massive advertising campaign, maybe we could get on Fox News. Maybe wake up all those sleepers. Maybe then again they'd reject our ad because for all the people out there who think Fox News is trying to tell you the truth and wake you up, that they're not. But the point I'm making is we need to figure out how to get this information in front of more people's eyes. And people say, Zach, get billboards. But the thing is, like, billboards are super expensive. What am I going to put one billboard up in one place in the world? I mean, no, we got to figure out how to get way more people to just skip 1 cup of coffee for the month and support the work. And literally that's what we have to figure out how to do. So again, this isn't an arrogant statement. It's not a false statement. There's no one else working as hard in the world as yours truly for a decade straight, every single day, pumping out knowledge that could change the world. And it's been suppressed and destroyed by the algorithm, and the channel's been deleted 1,000 times. We have to figure out how to overcome that. So again, invest in the work, support what I'm doing, and also take advantage of this knowledge. Could have made a nice payday on the Chinese stocks today, or last week, or the week before, because we've caught on to this pattern in no time. And again, I just started doing the market. We've been doing sports forever, but the more I pay attention to the market, the more we're going to figure out. Right now, though, the thing to write home about is what's going on with Chinese stocks on Thursday. So, and that's exactly what I advised yesterday. Do your research on the Chinese stocks, and that NAS technology will probably be a good one again. Boom. Great day. And realize, like wealthy people, right? There's wealthy people that make a ton of money from this entire trading. People that have millions of dollars in the market. Imagine if you threw $2 million over on NAS technology today. You made almost $200,000. That's what insider trading's all about. You know, if you put it on China Tower Corporation, you made over $600,000. But now that one goes down on the list. Now we're aware of that one. There's a lot of stocks out there. You only figure out what's repeating the patterns by keeping track each day, doing the research, and that takes time. And essentially, that's the value of having me do it for you. Rather than you sit here for an hour and a half, 2 hours crunching all this, you got somebody to do it for you every day at a rate of $5 a month, which breaks down to about 15 cents a day. Okay. Anyway, we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. I got to make some dinner. Thank you to everyone who supports the work. Thank you to the one person who joined as a new member. I appreciate that. Revelation 11:11. And yeah, that's it for now. Got to go make some dinner. Remember, you guys eat healthy, get enough sleep. And again, I'll be coming down to California pretty soon. Also, one more time, if you guys are in the Bay Area, let's see if they're still going. If you want to meet up with Cuts and Alyssa, they are out pounding some pavement. They're still live. The Misalignment Museum meetup in the Bay Area. And don't be afraid by the address they picked. They picked it because it was funny. And also because there's an event going on there today. And I think it's close to Cuts' birthday, too. So, again, happy birthday to Cuts. And, yeah, I would hope that it's not just those two. You guys, if it is just those two, we got to work on this. Several people have had events now, and there hasn't really been a turnout for the events that have been hosted. Come on, you guys. I know other people that follow the work are in the Bay Area. Go outside of your house. Go meet somebody. Go make a new friend, you know? Become the latest pavement pounding group. We had one that formed in Chicago, and then it fell apart. I don't know why, but I guess it's, again, because it's hard for people to get along. We weren't raised to get along. We were raised to compete with each other, but we got to work on it. So anyway, we'll leave it there, you guys. And if you're not on freetofindtruth.com, think about signing up. It's totally free. You can post all you want there. You can post events. You can promote events. You can try and get people to come out in your community. You can find out who's in your community. You can share as much information on there as you want about yourself. You don't have to put your name on there. I mean, there is an enrollment thing, but you can choose what information is public. And again, if you at least share like your city or your state, other people can search on there to see who's in the city, state. Maybe they can send you a message, get a correspondence going, make a new friend. Somebody set up a Free to Find Love if you're looking for a significant other truth seeker. I'm not sure who set it up. It might very well have been Sebastian. He set it up on the old site too, and he ended up finding himself a nice, sweet lady. So, again, you put in the effort, you just never know what will come. Thank you, Spatium. Look into Mac Miller. We talked about Mac Miller when he died. He died by the numbers, just for the record, but you must be telling me that he has something to do with Warner Brothers. I know he had a song about the Jesuits. Mac Miller died on September 7th, the anniversary of the Tupac shooting. And I did a lot of posts on his death, but hold on. I just want you to see that his birth name equaled 79 in light of the day he died. 7/9, like how murder's 79. All right, here, I'll just do it a quicker way because I have so many posts on his death. They covered it from so many different angles. People are really... That was back in a time when we could still get views, too. Malcolm James McCormick. Dead on 7/9. His name's 79. Might want to look into his song, The Jesuits. All right, shout out to Spatium again. He said, Mac Miller died on near Burbank on the 34th parallel, signed by Warner Brothers, and made 2 songs, one called Donald Trump, 2 called Bruce Wayne. I see what you're saying. Okay, thank you very much. I will go back and look into that. Very interesting. His death had a lot to do with Ariana Grande, and I'll have to go review because that was a few years back now. And thank you very much, King Sosa. I appreciate that. I will keep it up, but I also got to make some dinner. And again, you guys, the link for Patreon, it's in the description of every video. You just open up the description area. It's patreon.com/Zachary K. Hubbard. And again, use this knowledge to get ahead. I wish I could have gone to college for $5 a month, because I'm telling you, the stuff I'm putting out each month, it's way more valuable than anything I learned in my undergraduate school and my graduate school. Make that high school, middle school. Again, this knowledge, it can take you places. All right, True Seeker, have a good night. Or if you're D26, have a great day. Till next time.